I used to coach tennis in high school, and when I was a teacher down at Herkimer High School, and then I played tennis for a long time. I mean, when we were kids, we used to walk from Bleecker and Mohawk to come up here and play tennis. So that tells you how much we've loved it. At that time, we didn't want to tell anyone we were playing tennis because it wasn't considered manly. If you go back about 40, 50 years ago. I've been a local coordinator since 1992 and a team captain of the USTA tennis teams that we've had in the area at that time. About 10 years ago, when Dave Raffaello was mayor, I went to Dave and we were trying to get some funding at that time. We were unsuccessful. Then working with Mayor Palmieri for the last 8 some odd years, it finally came to fruition this year that we were able to get monies from Senator Griffo, as well as a grant that I authored with the USTA in order to get an additional $20,000. So when you put both of them together, we had $220,000 to work with. And it's a very expensive project. The grant took us something like 2 or 3 months to write. It was not easy. We had to take pictures of the facility, what it was like. Then we had to go according to their specifications. Then they would send it back to us, this isn't right, that isn't right. So after about 5 or 6 rewrites, we finally got it right, according to them. Well, what happened was it came in under 220, but with the massive rainfall that we had in June or July, somewhere around there, we had to redo the whole backcourts. So any amount of money we had left over, it ate it up. It ate it up. For me, it's been like an epic movie. It's like 10 years in the making, you know, to try to make this a first-rate facility. There's Nagel out of Syracuse. Now, Nagel is the premier developer of tennis courts pretty much in the whole Northeast. You go to the best if you want the best. And as you can see behind me, the end result, you know, came out just the way we wanted it to.
When we talk about quality of life issues here, that is what makes a community. You know, you look at our healthcare, our education, economic opportunity, those are all very important, public safety. But you got to look at quality of life. People want, we have an abundance of natural resources, just a warm and friendly community. So when you can improve on your assets, your recreational assets like these, that's just another outlet for people. I thought this was a strong project, and I was able to go and present this project, and we thank again the city and the rec department for putting together a great proposal, and then we were able to secure that funding. As I said, this is statewide, so there are a lot of people vying for a lot of projects, so I'm pleased that as a result of a good application from the city and our advocacy, we were able to secure this funding.
No city in the state of New York has a facility like this, all right? Not even New York City, because the National Tennis Center does not belong to the city. It belongs to the USTA. So you've got 18 premier courts right now, and you've got the 2 Chancellor courts down on Bleecker Street that are also refinished. The schools now have an opportunity to come here when they have their sectionals. When the girls were here a couple of weeks ago, there was nothing but rave reviews about how the courts looked as compared to what they were. Because the last time they were done was 20 years ago. It's a quality of life issue. We've got a premier golf course, you know, in Valley View. Now we've got the premier tennis courts here at Mott. I mean, you put those 2 assets together, and what other city has that? And plus the park system that we have, and the zoo. So just within a mile of each other, we've got premier tennis courts, a zoo, and a quality golf course. And what we're also thinking of doing is putting in 2 pickleball courts, which is the latest rage, on courts of 5 and 6 in the front row, so they could play pickleball at night. Oh, Utica is a great place to live. After 76 years, I can attest to that.